Alright, hi everyone! Welcome back to the Blah Blah Bean. Today we're going to be talking about our trip to Spain.
Yep, it was a 3-night stay in Barcelona. We're going to be bouncing back, kind of showing you some live footage of what we did and talking about it. So we hope you enjoy. We're going to Spain.
Woo!
Gonna be spending just 3 nights in Barcelona.
We're meeting some friends there.
And yeah, so it should be a good time.
Well, we just missed our bus.
Yeah, I waved him down. And he looked at me, but he didn't stop.
When there was ample time for him to stop.
But he decided not to.
Yeah.
So, off to a bumpy start, but it's okay.
We'll just wait for the next one. Well, we eventually caught the bus and then we headed to the metro where we were going to take our train to the airport.
Yeah, it was a really bumpy start, but it worked its way out and it was easier. Made it through in the airport. Hope all is well. And we got waffles.
And we're waiting for our table. Alright, well, we made it onto the plane after a little bit of struggle since I did not have a mask and we were not aware that it was required to get on the plane. After looking through my bag for a mask that I had hoped was in there, fortunately someone saved me and gave me an extra mask that they had. So that was lucky.
Yeah, luckily I had a mask just randomly in a pocket of my coat, so I was safe, but we both were kind of screwed because we didn't have masks.
Yeah, I asked the lady, I was like, oh, I don't have an extra mask, can I use my t-shirt? Or something like that. And she's like, no, you can't get on the plane. Like, you have to leave. But
and that was like right when we were gonna board, so.
The trip almost didn't happen.
Yeah, but we made it and we were in the air and all was well.
We took a shuttle bus to the terminal and made our way to the train.
Yep. Just a step closer to the city center of Barcelona.
After that, we're going to take a walk, so we don't have to pay for this.
Yeah, it was really nice weather. It was Friday night, so it was very lively. And then we met up with our friends.
And then we all headed to a fun restaurant that was kind of almost like a Rainforest Cafe, but a little bit of different vibe, but it was still fun nonetheless.
We're in the rain. Forest. So all we did is just had dinner all together and went to bed and woke up the next morning and went to the market.
Cool, so this morning we had some coffee and got some pastries, and now we're going to La Boqueria.
Beaucoup de places.
Sweet. This place is pretty cool. There's a lot of different stalls and everything. And there's a seafood stand, a candy stand, a chili pepper stand. At the seafood stand, there was lobsters moving around. Definitely lots of people, lots of tourists, you can tell. It's really cool, so I see why everyone's here.
Yeah, it's a Saturday, so a lot of people are out, a lot of people are getting their food on.
And we should probably try to find our people again.
So Lindsay just said it smells like the aquarium. I wonder why. And after that, we headed to
the Fine Arts Museum. Alright, so we're at the Fine Arts Museum.
Yep.
Our friends are just behind us right there. Right there.
Yeah, really nice day today. Just fine art museum. I'm not really sure what the title or the name is, but
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Gonna get some drone shots.
hopefully.
So the Fine Arts Museum was pretty cool, and it sits right on top of the hill that looks out over all of Barcelona. And so I decided to get some drone shots of the building and of the little needle. Okay, it was the Olympic Stadium. And yeah, it was really pretty up there.
And then after that, we went to a botanical garden. we went to a botanical garden right behind it.
So we made it to some sort of garden place that is near the art museum, and it's very nice. A couple fountains are working, but not all of them because it is the winter. But it's a very beautiful place. I can imagine in the summer that it is very nice.
Yeah, so it was cool in the botanical garden. They had different subsections of different plant life there. So they had a section on Australia, North America, Mediterranean, things like that. So it was kind of cool to see the different types of vegetation. And it was also interesting to see how well they were doing in kind of a colder winter climate. So after that, they actually had a bee museum, or like a pollinator museum, within the botanical garden. So we got to see the ways in which pollinators are really important for keeping plant life alive.
And then outside of the bee museum, there was a really cool bonsai tree little sanctuary. So it was really cool to see all the different types of designs and trees.
Because the crab apples are simple.
Yeah.
So it like fits the like size of the tree. Yeah.
Even though it's naked, I like it.
Don't touch.
Just got done with the Botanic Gardens. It was cool.
Yeah.
And we just stumbled upon this. All the way over there. We'll be seeing that tomorrow, so stay tuned. Stopped for lunch. We got empanadas. Mine's bacon and queso.
Amon queso.
Amon and queso.
Damn.
It's nice because there's a bit of an overlap between French and Spanish because they're both romantic languages. And we can kind of get by, but we keep going back to saying oui. Instead of si. But ça marche. Adios. All right, now we are at Casa Batlló, I think. It's a fancy architecture, structural, constructed by an artiste. So,
Gotti.
yeah, we're gonna go inside, we're gonna take a tour, and
Let you know how it goes. So one of the cool things about Casa Batlló was that it was actually the residence of Gaudi and his family. And he originally designed a lot of it to simulate being undersea or with marine influences. Some of the walls and the windows were viewed as tortoise shells, and the ceiling, which was really cool, was to simulate a whirlpool and things like that. And along the staircases, there's blue, darker blue at the bottom, and then a lighter blue at the top, simulating the depths of the ocean. And even the glass was tinted or formed to be like you were looking up through the surface of the water. So really cool. And there's a giant scale-like dragon on top, which is really cool.
yeah, it was such a cool thing to go through, and it made me want a house like that. It's gigantic, and for how old it is, about 100 years old, I'd say, it was quite astonishing just how of a magnificent structure it is.
Even in the chambers of the house staff that were in there, it was really cool. At the end of our tour through Casa Batlló, there was kind of a light exhibit where you go into a room and all these cool art displays form around you, some of which were inspired by Gaudi's work, and it was just a really cool way to end the experience.
So that was a super cool exhibit. Now we're buying some cups. But it was hilarious because a kid was chasing the stuff, like things on the ground.
Lights and the light
He
show.
ran into a wall.
Yeah, he was like running around the whole place, and there was this illusion where the wall opened up, and he ran into it really hard.
It was very, it's kind of funny. We won't talk about it. Okay, so later that night, we decided to visit with the Barcelonian nightlife, and we went to a bar that was called
Nevermind.
Nevermind. It was a skater bar, and it was quite the place. I thought it was really cool. There was an indoor skate park, so that was pretty cool.
Where are we going?
We're at Nevermind Skate Bar.
Skateboard bar. It's pretty neat. Pretty cool. Gonna grab a drink here, hang out for a little, then get ready to go to a flamenco show.
Skater bar.
She was a skater boy. She said she was a boy.
He wasn't good enough. I wasn't sure where you left off.
And then directly following the skater bar, we grabbed some food and headed over to a flamenco show.
Yep.
Alright, we're at a flamenco show. We're in the last seats, but it's the cheapest, so it'll still be a good show.
And not sure we could film, but we probably can't.
So
Maybe I'll sneak a footage in. You'll have to just see.
no, we probably won't. So the flamenco show was the end of day 2, and we both really enjoyed it, and the singing style that they use is really interesting as well. But the next day, we all woke up and grabbed some coffee. Day 2.
Day 2, got our coffee. We're gonna be visiting the
Sagrada Família today.
huge cathedral, and currently
Some live music.
some live music of a harp right outside this castle here.
Or cathedral.
Cathedral, sorry, not a castle. So, currently walking. I actually don't know where we're walking, but it's beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning out here on the median strip in Barcelona. Lots of action, lots of tourism.
La Rambla.
La Rambla. I said that incorrectly, but that's where we're going?
No, that's where we're walking.
Oh, that's where we're walking. This is what this strip is called?
Yeah, it's pretty famous here. I just didn't know.
So yeah,
There's lots of vendors and places where you can buy plants and eat breakfast. A little bit of everything.
yeah.
Yeah, and like these teeny little flowers right here.
Yeah, they're grailing dyes, yeah.
Yeah, so we just got pastries and ate those at the hostel. And then we're gonna walk around a little bit and then go to Gaudi's Sagrada Família.
Bravo! After walking a lot, we finally made it. There it is. Pretty magnificent. It's huge. Still under construction, so it's really interesting. Not sure where you can go inside of it, but we're gonna find out pretty soon. But it's really cool and really magnificent. It's awesome because you could see it from almost everywhere in Barcelona.
Sagrada Família is also really cool because of all the significance that Gaudi put into every detail. how there's 3 faces of the cathedral, each one being a different part in the chapter of Christ's life throughout the Bible.
A lot of details and a lot of symbolism.
And they still hold mass there, though.
Yes.
And there was actually a mass going on in the crypt area where actually Gaudi is known to be buried. Or encased.
Or alive.
Alright, so we're at Sagrada Família, which was built by Gaudi, and it's still being worked on today. And my audio guide is in French because it's on my phone app, and my phone is in French. And I wasn't able to download it in English, so from what I understand, the front of the building is about the birth of Jesus, and you can see this right here. So that's the birth of Jesus, and then the 3 wise men are on the sides, right there. And then if you go up, it's talking about Mary, I think, all the way up there. And then above that, you'll see the tree of life, and it signifies the eternal life after death. So yeah, we're really excited to go inside and see some more cool things.
One thing that's amazing about this place is the lighting.
It was really beautiful to see the light coming into the church in this magnificent, huge church. So many different colors, and they all obviously had symbolism, having one side represent night and the other side representing day with, warm colors such as orange, red, yellow, and night with green, blue, and purple.
And also one thing that was really cool about the interior of Sagrada Família itself was that Gaudi designed it so if you were looking up at the ceiling, you were supposed to feel like you were looking up through a bunch of trees. And each pillar was supposed to represent a tree, and each one was designed not exactly the same, since the forest is unique in that aspect. And since we had spent so long in there, everyone was
Hungry!
by the time we left, so we stopped for kebab. Well, then we all headed over to Parc Güell, which was also mainly designed by
Gaudi.
In the attempts of an urban development project. It ultimately failed, but ended up leaving some really cool structures.
Yeah, different designs and whatnot. It was really nice. Another beautiful day in Barcelona, and we ended it at the top of the park to watch the sunset. After the park, we went back to Nevermind.
To hear a Catalonian punk band that was actually playing.
Yeah.
So that was a fun experience. We all got another beer and listened to some live music.
And then right after that, we went to
Another bar.
that was music themed, where they had pinball and other games like that, and it was nice.
Well, and that was the end of day 3. And after that, we just went home, and the next morning woke up for our last juice fix at the market.
Orange juice and strawberry.
Well, we just said goodbye to our friends. They're walking away. And now we gotta go catch a train to catch our flight.
Bye.
Bye. Well, despite our trip to Barcelona being quite short, it was definitely jam-packed and definitely Gaudi themed if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things you can do in Barcelona. The nightlife is incredible, and it's a really easy city to walk around, and their metro isn't that bad at all. However, the hostel we were staying at, it could have been a little better. The windows that in the room that we were in were really, really tiny, so you can hear things outside, and also it got really cold at night.
And they made you pay for blankets even though it was like 30 degrees in your room.
Right. And because it's such a lively city at night, that people would sing in the alleyway next to the hostel, and you would hear all of their harmonies and such good tone.
But despite that, we had a very lovely time.
Yeah, Barcelona is great for a 2-week trip or a 3-night adventure.
Well, we finally figured out what train we needed to get to the airport.
After trial and error.
Yeah, after
We still have to switch terminals once we get there. But we're on the free shuttle to go to Terminal 1. And we just made this one in time, right off the train. So we had to kind of cut some people off, but we made it. And then we'll get through security, and we'll kind of have to rush to the gate a little bit, but
Hopefully we make it.
we made it to the gate, and now we're just waiting for this huge line.
Well, that was our Barcelona trip, and we had a good time. It was a blast.
And thanks to Dylan, Melissa, and Haley for meeting us there and having a good time together. And hopefully we'll go back to Barcelona one day.
Yeah, it's definitely a must go back. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more of this stuff, why don't you hit that subscribe button?
And the bell so you know when we post a new episode.
Because sometimes it could be next week, or it could be a month from now.
You'll never know.
But we'll see you in the next one.
All right, bye.
Bye.